welcome to the Scratticus Academy. We are finally back with some Eden. I'm afraid they're not goats in Eden, but we are back with the team. So first of all, please check out all the links that are going to be popping up in chat now, and a huge thank you to our amazing sponsors, who we couldn't do this without, in the form of Bird in the Storm and also Mage Hand Press. Otherwise, let's hop around, and because it wasn't said last week, we're going to say hello to the very lovely Hans. Hello, Hans.
Thank you. Yes, Adam neglected to say that I was lovely last week. I've been waiting 2 weeks for it, and that's everything I need. So I'm Hans. I'm here. I'm happy to be playing Eden. Glad you're back, Alice.
Perfect. Thank you. And then we're going to hop over to the very lovely Zelda.
I'm second this time. Hello. Hi, I'm Zelda. I play Vestal, and it's going to be fun. I'm waiting. It's going to be very fun. Not traumatic at all. Nothing to worry about. As always, everything is fine in Eden. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And then we're going to hop over to That Is My Real Name, or Heavenly.
Hello, it's me. That is my real name. My real name is not Lee. It's Heavenly. Thank you, Alice, for respecting that. And before the stream started, I changed my shirt, and then the shirt I changed into didn't match my pants. So I had to do a complete wardrobe change, and none of you know that. But now you do.
Thank you for informing us.
Hashtag streamer life.
I'm glad I know this information about you. Then we're going to hop over to the very lovely Bree. Oh, hi.
Listen, I don't care what all of these people are feeding you. It's all lies. It's all lies and blasphemous bullshit. This is stressful. We're stressed. We're all stressed out. My name is NPC Bree. I'm playing Dot. I am just as stressed as she fucking is right now, but we did have a smooch 2 weeks ago, so we're in a very good place.
And last
Love
but
you, Bree.
certainly not least, Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee, and I definitely do not like John Dalkey, and you can find me on Twitter at RadianR, or you can find me here playing Just Because You Can right before this game on Wednesdays, then this game, obvi, because I'm here, and Mondays on Nerd Immersion playing some D&D. I have 2 podcasts, Fate and the Fable Maidens, which is family-friendly actual play D&D podcast, at Fate FM Cast on Twitter. And I'm in pre-production for an awesome podcast that is an audio drama adaptation of this show called Edenfall. And you can find that at Edenfallcast on Twitter. It's gonna be so fun. Also, I think that's... Oh, I write articles for the Scratticus Patreon, and I need to remember to say that more often. I think that's it.
Perfect. Thank you. So we are going to pick up just a few hours where we left off last time. And if everyone remembers, we were headed to the edge. Everyone was on their sky bikes. Sorin still out, but this code had been running up on the screens over and over again. And slowly Artie and JD had managed to pick up words in this code. We saw the words Argo 37, and we also had I'm sorry, Zoom chat's already got me. And also tell Artie I love him. And we're gonna pick up a few hours after that as you were still headed in the same direction you were going, almost a straight line. However, now on the bikes, that seems to have been programmed in, that you can guess probably by Sorin somehow, as your bikes are the only things with any form of energy right now. A map to the edge. What are you doing as you ride?
Holding on for dear life. I mean, I just not because Eden is falling, but because I know Dot is a maniac on a sky bike. That is why I'm holding on for dear life.
Dot is a capable driver who is well equipped to handling emergencies.
That will not stop me from holding on for dear life.
That's fine. Dot does not mind.
I figured she wouldn't.
Artie's idling alongside JD at this point because he's had another thought. Hey, JD,
Yeah?
when the code started scrolling down, did that start on your laptop?
Yeah.
The one that you were talking to Adam Watson on?
Yeah?
The one that I threw out of the apartment?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna throw anything else out the window anymore
Because
for a
it might
while.
be your girlfriend?
Yeah, that's exactly why I feel bad about that.
I am really glad to know she's okay.
Yeah, she's kind of unstoppable.
Yeah. I'm glad. It's what makes her so special.
Yeah. I'm not looking at the map at all. You're looking at the map, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Okay, because I kind of zoned out for a while.
yeah, no, it's been kind of a weird night. I don't really remember how I got here. But we're going now. Not time to worry about it. Let's figure it out later.
Would it make you feel better if I said that it was probably fine?
Are you really Artie?
Yeah.
Then yeah. I think that'd probably help.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't really have a good way to prove that, just so long as you didn't disappear in the time that I don't remember. It's really
Wait.
you. I
Then
can really trust
I'm
you.
really. I mean, wait. Have you been seeing more Arties?
No, I feel like I'm missing time. And I don't know if that's something psychological I haven't confronted yet with my counselor, or if this is some sort of weird dream where you tell me everything's okay, but actually it's a nightmare and my bike isn't okay. She's my best friend and I want her to be fine.
I think Soren's probably okay. Do you want Dot to pinch you?
Did I hear my name? What are you talking about?
Is this a dream?
That would make things a lot easier.
I think that's enough, actually. I think that answers my question.
Thank you, Michael Wayne, for that advantage. You dropped.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you! I'm gonna need it!
Guess I'm just kind of high anxiety right now, so I don't know. My theories are getting a little bit larger than life. I don't even know what is larger than life anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot going on again.
Thanks, Artie.
Sure. Sorry, I threw your laptop out the window.
It's okay. It was an old laptop. Though you might have to apologize to Soren when we get back to wherever. Get her back to her.
I think I probably should. I think realistically it probably didn't stop her at all, but, you know.
More so it would be a kind gesture, since I don't really care about the laptop so much, but It's a symbolic thing.
How do we function? Yeah. I'll I'll try to say that. That would be good. Guys, read the Zoom chat, subscribe to the Patreon, read the Zoom chat, find out what happens that makes moments like this happen.
Oh my god.
It's a slow burn, guys.
It's because I see it.
It pops up in the corner as we.
I'm sorry, you guys. I had to make a meme and it had to happen right away. I'm sorry. It was such bad timing.
Oh my god, I love it.
I love it. I love you. Beautiful.
And what is Coil doing right now other than making memes over in the corner?
Coil's sending everyone memes of her protecting them, of them protecting everyone. I am very quiet. I am contemplative of everything that's happening, and who am I with? Whose bike am I on, or am I running?
I think you decided to run.
Yeah, I'm just running. I'm just running by myself. I'm not joining any conversations.
They seem to be much higher above you, but as you're running, you can feel the ground not clank anymore. There's no metal here. You're no longer running on a metal ground. This looks like dirt. This looks like actual earth as you run. You still have these huge towering buildings surrounding you, but the ground itself is no longer metal. And there's not really anyone around.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep running and taking stock of the changes that I'm seeing.
Okay. And the rest of you can see Coil beneath you running, just sprinting. And Coil is moving ridiculously fast. And you can see almost sort of bouncing off some of the different obstacles and objects in their path with absolute ease. And you too notice that the metal ground seems to be disappearing. And in fact, the buildings themselves seem to be getting smaller the further out you go. They're not shrinking, as in like they're no longer huge like skyscrapers. There are no large screens. There's a few neon lights here and there, but actual civilization seems to be getting less and less. It's still pretty dense, but no way compared to the surroundings you are used to. And there are barely any people around at all.
Do any of us know what dirt is?
You will have seen it for the grass, but otherwise that's it. Arty
Like
may
at the OTC. Like we know dirt from the OTC.
You would have known it from that, and also you did find a tree in the Undership of Eden.
That's true. That was a very exciting tree experience.
What does it smell like? Is it like loamy? Do we smell earth?
You can smell earth as it is. It looks like it's just stopped raining, so it's more like that damp earth smell. There's no greenery, there's no grass, there's nothing like that. It's almost like a clay-like, a very orangey red sort of colored dirt, and you guess it'd probably be quite dusty if it hadn't just been raining.
Was JD wondering about me taking her memories? I swear I was going to explain it to her. I just didn't have enough time going away.
Well, imagine you are sitting at a computer and then you wake up downstairs about to get on a sky bike to escape your home. I mean, yeah, she probably has a few questions about it.
This is why I was going to explain it to her, because, I mean, taking someone's memories is something that you have to trust someone to do, and I just didn't have the time when we were running away from Keepers of the Peace.
Do you want me to slow down so you can talk to her?
I mean, if it'll help. Yeah, actually.
Just keep the killing to a minimum.
I will try and just talk about that I did.
Okay. And then Dot will move over and then kind of slow down so that way, like, JD is between, like, Artie and her sky bike.
Hey, JD.
Hey, what's up?
Dot said you were having trouble with memory and not remembering things. That was me. I asked you if you wanted to forget something, and you told me you did. So I took a piece of your memory.
Okay.
I did want to tell you because I can't imagine that's a good feeling to not know where you are or kind of just end up somewhere else. And I just wanted to let you know that it happened, and it was something you told me that you wanted to forget.
No, yeah, I trust you.
Thank you. I just didn't want you to worry as much about it. If
I'm a little confused because I don't know why I would have asked for that. But I trust you enough not to ask.
some things got hairy and we had to leave fast. There's a few problems, a few things happened, and things that you preferred not to remember. That's all.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, even if you asked me, I couldn't give it back to you. But I don't think that's within my power.
No, that's okay. It actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I was honestly worried there was something way worse going on.
No, it was me. I asked you and you said you didn't want to remember, so I tried to do what I know how to do. And it seemed that at least this outcome is a little bit better than the one that, I don't know. I didn't want to see you hurt. So I pulled something that you didn't need to know.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks.
Absolutely. It was important that you knew.
And Coil, could you roll me an intellect, please?
But I'm not smart. I'm only fast.
As you're running, you hear a clank again, almost a very tinny clank. And you see ahead of you something you've never seen before, but you've seen in images. Tarmac. A straight road with lines down the center dividing it. And you stand on a sign that looks like it's either been bent, crushed, run over. And it just says, "Keepers of the peace have no jurisdiction beyond this point." And this looks to be an old sign. And as you look up and down this road along this horizon, you see a lot of scrap. Old sky bikes, old cars crashed on the side, piles of metal, piles of rubble, some buildings here and there, but that's it.
I believe that we are close to the edge now. It shouldn't be much longer.
Weird. This is so different.
Have we changed smells here to something more tarmac-y, explosion-y, on fiery?
Yeah, it's just stale. The air itself is stale. There's no... It's strange because you're used to not necessarily fresh air unless you're at the OC, but there's something different about this. There's a breeze for a start. And you can smell fire and you can smell a lot of machine oil. And if you'd like to have a look around, anyone can roll me an intellect check.
I want to roll to see if this is anything that I would remember being.
Okay.
Like if I have any memories of being here.
Okay.
Are we doing a perception check?
Yeah, effectively. I'm afraid.
Something I'm actually keen in that.
Okay.
I
Coil, you're
haven't got one in forever.
you're almost overwhelmed by the scene. You don't recognize anything, but there's something to you that you... It's not unnerving, it's more familiarity. And Artie, you can look around and you see less and less of these buildings, more and more of this scrap piles and this rubble. And you can see movement in the distance amongst these piles of rubble and metal. What look to be robots. And Dot, on what you see, it's more what you feel. The ground shakes ever so slightly, almost like it did when you were in the Blue District, but nowhere near as violently. It's more as if there's something moving underneath the ground as you feel it pass underneath you.
Hey, Alice. Wizmo-sized robots or coil-sized robots?
Coil-sized robots.
Oh, that's good. Hey, JD, Dot, there are a lot of robots over there in all of that scrap.
Something's also moving underneath the ground in our direction.
What?
I don't know. It
JD
feels
looks
similar to
very
the blue...
sadly in the direction of the robots.
Oh my gosh, JD, we can rescue all of the fallen robots once we've saved the rest of Eden.
Yeah.
Do the robots all look like me, or are they just my size?
No, they're just your size. You can't quite see from where you are, and there's also this rumble beneath the ground has passed you.
Oh,
The
okay.
rumble has passed.
You feel like it's something moving in the direction you're going.
Well, looks like there was a trolley under there the whole time.
We made our decision and we stuck to it. This is eerie.
Wherever we go, we should prepare for more resistance. And I'm going to look at JD. Because I don't think I know that the memories have been taken.
But I did
And-
mention not to say anything about
Yes. Yes, you did. Is that something that everyone will be prepared for?
Resistance? Like,
There may be people trying to stop us. I
no,
mean-
yeah, we've had people try and stop us before.
that. Coil is just making sure that we'll all be okay. This is Coil's first great big adventure with us, so just trying to keep us all safe.
Personally, I'm prepared, but that fight, I don't know what was going on. Things just weren't working like they should.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, that was a thing. Mm-hmm. Let's just keep going, guys.
Okay. Where
you-
are we going?
The edge.
I know. I feel like we're getting close. Do we just keep going straight?
I guess the edgier it looks. When you start hearing My Chemical Romance, we're there.
You do still have the map that Soren has uploaded to the Skybikes, and it does effectively look like a straight line, almost following this broken road. And are you dismounting from the Skybikes to walk with Coil, or are you staying on them but lower or higher? What are you doing?
Dot, do you think we should travel lower to the ground? If people see us coming, then they might assume that we're trouble.
Sure, we should lower. That way, when we're real low, they can shoot us in the face and then eat us like edge people do.
I have not. I haven't heard a lot of stuff. So, Alice, do we have on the map like a relative distance? How much farther we have to go?
You can't see the end of the road, but if you mean to the robots, there's scrap heap everywhere. But to where the
Okay.
robots are, you're about 90 feet or so away.
Do we get like a this far from your destination type marker on the map?
Effectively, yeah. It's more like a glowing sort of dot, and you can see yourselves on it moving towards it.
And do we have any idea of the scale or the actual distance? Like, is it like 10 feet or is it like another mile or?
This is ours.
Okay, great. So we're not stopping, right? We're going to keep going.
No stopping. Not until we're there.
Okay.
Agreed.
Coil, are you worried about running through a bunch of scrap with robots hiding in it?
Should I be?
I do not know what to tell you.
Are you concerned that I may have an emotional attachment to robots that have been taken out of service?
Or they come to life and try to eat you.
I was thinking you might be fighting a lot of robots.
Fighting robots is no different than fighting humans. It's just a little less sticky.
I mean, this sounds like what I expected you to say. So, yeah.
Are you afraid of robots, Artie?
Specific robots, yes.
Are you afraid of me?
Yes, you are the specific robot yes.
If it
I
makes
make
you
I make a brief little pained face before I go back to just my neutral face.
if it makes you feel better, Quail, I'm not afraid of you. I think you're kind of cool.
We have very different opposite reactions to things, and I think yeah, that really checks out what Dot said.
I would like.
I'm sorry that you feel afraid of me, Artie. I would never hurt you. Perhaps if I had a heartbeat, you would be less afraid.
I don't know if that's true because he's scared of me too.
Personally, I'm also afraid of you, but not because of what you'll do to me, but what you do to other people sometimes.
What Vestal said. That's what the thing is.
I think it's really cool, and I think they're both extremely wrong.
I mean, what you did before we left was really cool, and it helped us out a lot. I'm just...
If what I did was frightening to you, I suppose that you should prepare yourself to be frightened a little bit longer. I don't imagine that things are going to get any easier. And I will do whatever it takes to stop Adam. I am here traveling with you, but I will not be stopped.
Dot's gonna pull her mask down and look at Artie and go, I love her. And then put the mask
I know what. I just thought maybe they would want to avoid killing a whole bunch of robots. It takes a long time. That's all.
Shh, don't be a buzzkill, Artie.
That is all I do.
No, that's not true. Remember that one time we had a lot of fun.
I think I did on accident.
Accidental fun. There is little we can do but speculate about what we may come up against. The best thing for us to do is continue forward with minimal distractions. The sooner we are there, the sooner we will know what we are facing off against.
Okay, yeah.
So, how are you all traveling? I'm assuming Quail is still walking or running. How are the rest of you traveling?
Still on Skybike.
Vestal requested lower to the ground, so we're traveling lower to the ground, hovering about 5 to 7 feet above Coil.
You can do that easily. And Quail, as you take off, you'll see things probably a little bit faster than the others. And you see these scrap piles aren't small. These are huge. Some of them over 100 feet high. And you see lots of robots sort of climbing it, in it. They're moving the metal. They're sort of, some of them are crushing it and scrapping it and piling it up into a smaller mound. Some of them are loading it into carts. And these robots look very basic. Very, very basic. You can imagine they're probably built for this function and nothing else. But you do see a very screen-like face, almost like yours. And some of them are literally in the scrap, coming out of it with different things. Some of them are separating different electronics from the metal itself. But there's a lot of these.
A lot of the ones with screen faces.
Mm-hmm. They sort of, as you walk past or approach them, some of them do stop and just turn to look at you. They make no move. And half of them just keep doing what they're doing, separating the metal.
Do they have faces?
They do.
What are their facial expressions?
Very much straight line for a mouth, straight lines for eyes. Very, very basic.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna make a mean face. as we walk by. I'll make my side-eye face.
As you make a side-eye face, one of them just lets go of the metal they're holding. And this voice that comes out is very staticky and very robotic. Welcome, friend. You passed through. Why? You travel with... And looks around at the group. Humans. Why?
Can everyone hear this, or is it just in my head?
No, everyone can hear this.
Okay.
You probably suspect they're not advanced enough for that.
I am escorting them. We are simply passing through.
JD's gonna come down and like kind of hang the bike behind Coil a little bit.
And you see these things, their muscles are very much a mixture of pistons and these huge wires and these tubes. And this robot has stopped. Escort where? You are going in the wrong direction for civilization.
We are making a survey of the outer limits.
We advise you return for your own safety. For the
I am
safety
here.
of your humans.
I am here to ensure the safety of my humans. There is no danger.
Also, we're pretty capable, Mr. Robot.
Please do not aggravate the robot.
You hear it whir, and it very, like, mechanically moves. Very juddery. And it holds its hands out, not to you, and makes, like, a very slow bow up and down again. It's like, greetings, human. Apologies if I have offended you.
It's fine. Now we're just gonna keep going. Is there anything in the immediate distance we should worry about? Are there other people?
There are many people out here. And you see a lot of the other robots have stopped as well, just watching.
All right. So you all seem like friendly robots. Are there any malicious robots or malicious humans?
Friendly, how? I am merely advising you.
You're not trying to kill us. Is there anything here with the direct intention of killing us? Focus.
I have not been ordered
That.
to kill you.
I'm done. Coil, you can take over. JD?
Hi. Yeah, hi. I'm JD.
Greetings, JD. And again, it does this very static bow. This is old.
JD's in love. JD is like, just waves at first, and comes a little closer and says, "Do you mind if I ask where you get your orders?"
And it pauses. I believe they are installed on our creation.
What work do you do around here?
We sort, and he sort of like puts his hands out, and all of this effectively rubbish and all of this scrap metal, and you can see wires, broken bulbs, like a lot of just signs and things all like mashed in. We sort, we filter, we recycle.
I see. You do good work then. Hard work too. You mentioned danger for humans. Can I ask what that might be?
Yes, we are concerned for you if you pass this threshold. And literally, you see them all say at once, concerned for your safety. There are no other robots out here. People, however, there are many. Sometimes they take us.
Are you safe?
I am doing my job.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for your concern, really.
Be wary of the scrappers.
How often do scrappers come out here?
And again, it sort of like looks around very robotically, literally. Is it? We usually come across them at least 7 to 8 times a day. They come in their huge machines.
Do you have a record of every scrapper you have come into contact with?
I am afraid we only sort, filter, and recycle.
Would you recognize a face if I showed it to you?
I have never tried this before.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I'll turn to someone, just the whole group. Do any of you have a photo of Crowbar?
Dot actually gave Coil a photo of Crowbar that she keeps in her back pocket.
Coil keeps it in her back pocket?
No, Dot keeps kept a photo of Coil that she got off a file for she kept it for a year and then gave it to Coil at some.
Oh.
I think it was after your memories got fried, and I felt bad.
Okay. I guess I stored the photo in one of my arm compartments. I have my secret arm pooch that I store things in, and I open my arm pooch, and there's some paper clips in there, and there's Crowbar's handkerchief or headscarf, and there's a bottle cap and the photo, and I pull the photo out and I hold it in front of the robot's face.
You can
Have
hear
you ever seen?
Sorry, you hear a whir, and it's like the neck extends and zooms in. And it looks, and you hear another whir as it tilts its head. I have not seen this human for a long time.
But you have seen this human at some point.
Correct.
Thank you.
I am glad to have been of help.
I want to pull up a photo of Adam Watson on my little wrist screen.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen this human?
And pauses and looks. I'm afraid I have not.
Okay. Hey, JD, can I borrow your computer?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Artie goes back through that footage of Coil releasing Adam Watson and all that, and finds the screen of Dawn, and turns the computer towards the robots and says, "How about this lady?"
JD does throw in a, "Don't throw it."
Yeah, good call.
As you turn it round, you see it take a step back. The creator. And it bows.
Yeah. Yes.
When was the last time you've seen your creator?
I do not know. Should I remember? I'm afraid I have limited memory space.
That is fine. We are just passing through. Thank you so much for your help.
Are there any cameras around here?
And again pauses and it looks over at the scrap pile. It's like, how many would you like?
I meant as a recording device, as a form of security, something I could tap into, something that's currently a live feed, live recording.
I do not believe there are any static ones.
Are we not talking about, like, do you think if we just mentioned Telemachus, if they would know what we were talking about?
I don't know that that's a great idea since they like Dawn so much.
Right. Yeah, that might send them off.
They bowed at the computer when they saw her picture. That seems not good.
Right. But I mean, we're supposed to find Telemachus at the edge, right? Isn't it weird that they're bowing to pictures of Dawn where we're supposed to find her?
I think we're kind of trying to find both of them at the edge.
I mean, I know we gave Coil like the kill word, and I really hope that Telemachus is not their kill word.
Maybe you should stop saying Telemachus.
Telemachus Greenway.
I want
Oh shit!
to no.
Murder,
Wait,
murder.
wait. No,
Well,
I
there's
want
that.
to charm the machine.
I've already shouted her name.
I actually tried to say it like a few seconds ago, but I was accidentally muted.
Okay.
So I call first go.
I don't want murder bots on our hands.
I
We
want
already have
murder bots
one. We have one, and we don't
I was
need
gonna
more.
say.
Wait. I convince an unintelligent machine to like me. This machine is 50% less likely to function if said function would cause you harm.
Oh, she can do that first, but can I shout Telemachus Greenway?
You can shout Telemachus Greenway, but JD, you have effectively charmed the robot in front of you.
All right, so I did my loud Telemachus Greenway shout.
I like these robots, and I like them, my friends. Yes, thank you.
As you shout
Are there-
Telemachus Greenway, half of them do the same thing as when they saw Dawn. They bow our creator.
Okay, all right. That was not so bad. Also, have we met any robots this entire show that JD did not like? Because I think the answer is no.
JD loves all robots.
Confirmed, right? I mean,
And this robot has taken a step forward to you, JD, and holds out both of its hands, almost like to greet you after you have charmed it.
JD will hold out both of her hands back.
It reaches under and holds your hands. It is good to meet you, human JD.
It is
Well
good to
met.
meet you too. How can I call you?
And it pauses. I was not given a name. None of us have names.
Would you like
I
one?
be of service to you? Will it aid you if I have a name?
It would make it easier for us to speak to you.
And it pauses and looks at you and says, what do you wish my name to be?
JD thinks for a second and looks the robot over, looks at the other robots behind them, looks at the rest of like the party and says, I don't know why, but Keanu is coming to mind.
Hell yeah!
I'm sorry.
You're not sorry. It's good.
No, I'm not.
It was Alice's idea. And yeah, Keanu. Yeah.
And that is what I shall be called. Please be wary beyond this point. You have, and it sort of leans slowly to the side, still holding very delicately onto your hands. You have many things they would want.
Like
Scrappers.
what?
And it looks over at you, Coil. You. Your sky bikes. And the one, and sort of gestures over to Soren. And that. They're very salvageable.
We won't let them have her.
You
But-
cannot salvage something that is functioning.
They can. They will.
Are you talking about the people or the robots?
The people, the scavengers, in their huge machines, will try take them.
Thank you for your concern, Keanu.
And it lets go of your hands. I must attend to my duties. Is there anything else you wish of me?
No, good luck with work, and we've got this.
Good luck with work.
Beware.
I want to take a step close to Keanu. Like as a robot, just robot to robot, say, if anyone asks if we were here, it would be helpful if you said, you do not recall.
And you just see the head very slowly nod. Then that is what I shall say. Please be wary the moving earth. And it turns and starts to walk back to the scrap pile.
Does that happen regularly, that moving earth?
It pauses. Always. And looks up and around. It is growing.
Yeah. Okay.
And it turns away again. And walks back to the scrap pile and starts to crush metal. And along with its other robots, starts to stack it, starts to separate it, and starts to recycle.
I think it is best that we continue moving on. We are closer now, and perhaps we will find the end.
Keep
Yeah.
heading in the same direction we were going, I guess.
I'm starting to think that perhaps we no longer travel by ground. I think, Coil, you should make the educated decision to hop onto the skybike that Soren is not on. Keep saying giant robots. The ground is moving underneath us. Maybe a vantage point, a little bit of height from them might be wise.
Or perhaps we go underground.
Where the rumbling is? I do kind of want to know.
Don't we kind of know what to expect with that? Isn't that just the city growing? Do you want to actually see that happen?
Is it there's scary underground robot machines that are going to pull Soren into the dirt and scavenger for parts?
I feel like those could be the same thing.
I think we keep going the way we're going now. If we encounter scrappers along the way, well, it's a risk either way.
I think due to time, we have to go above ground, trying to find a way down into the wherever this underground is, and keep going is going to take us too long.
We don't need to fear scrappers. I will take care of them if it comes to that. No one will be scrapped on this evening.
I'll take you up on that, Coil.
Except for the scrappers.
Very clever. Good job, Coil. I don't know if anyone said
And then I dab!
Thanks, Coil.
With the paddles out, like
I
Paddles out.
dab, and then my knives activate, and they're like...
I feel like in order to use your knives, you have to dab to get them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Activate.
Well,
No Rangers visual. Yeah.
Is it like a paddles to the left and knives to the
Yeah,
right?
paddle to the left, knives to the right.
So,
We
question.
now have a lot of gift opportunities for heavenly dabbing, so we should get on that.
So, those on sky bikes, how high are you going? Or are you staying low to the ground again?
I think we should pull back up a little bit, like Dot suggested.
Okay. You can start moving. Are you
I
moving?
want to get on a sky bike as well.
Okay. Whose sky bike are you getting on? Because there's...
Whichever one is free. Whichever one has space for my butt.
Is it Artie's one? Or who's on who? Because Dot and Vestal are together. Does JD
Artie,
or
did
Artie
you
have
Soren or
Soren?
did I have Soren?
I don't recall. Which one do you think it is now?
You
I
can
feel
have
like
switched it up. There's...
JD would not have been able to lift Soren onto the bike due to her state at the time. So it may
I think
be
that was
Artie.
exactly how we played it, actually. Yeah, I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So Coil, you get on the back of JD.
Yep. I
Okay.
get on the back of JD and I wrap my arms around her very sensuously.
Imitating Dot and
And I,
Vestal.
and I press, exactly. I press my face against the back of her back.
Learning from
by
example.
Vestal gives Coil a little thumbs up, and then
JD just looks a little bit confused.
you got a good shot, Coil. She likes robots.
Vestal, can you stop trying to hook up everyone in
This is my new job.
Alright, well, we can discuss this later.
And you can effectively take off and go much higher than you were. And you can see just how many of these robots there are as they almost swarm like ants over these huge mounds of metal, doing their job. And you travel for a while, and you can hear that rumbling again underneath the ground. And if any of you look down, you can see where the earth breaks and huge sort of almost like just chunks of metal and piping comes up above the ground and then dives back underneath it again, channeling itself, almost as if it was alive, like a creature itself, as this city grows. And can you all roll an intellect check for me, please?
I did a good one last time, so that means I'm fucked.
Does it,
It's not a-
Wow. Damn.
Okay.
and it's not perception, right? It's just intellect.
Yeah, it's just intellect, just straight up intellect.
So smart.
Okay, so this is a combination of listening, looking, and knowing things. So, in particular, a lot of you can hear this before you see it. It's not a rumble, it's a clank. A very loud clank of metal moving over metal, metal crushing metal down below. And Dot, further ahead before this, you can see tracks. And these huge machines emerge in the distance. Huge, huge machines with people atop of them. And others walking beside them, going through these scrap piles. And these machines, some of them work on 2 circuits, almost like a tank. And they look solid, built out of many different things. And you see a few of them, not on sky bikes, you know these aren't sky bikes, these are like lower to the ground ones. They can't get the height that you know of.
Hover bikes.
Yeah. And dropping everything. And Dot, on that nat 20, you can hear like a buzz in the air somewhere. And you see small sort of orb-like machines, robots, very small, very, almost literally around this size, with a lens in the front. Cameras. Not near you, but as you see these scrappers on the horizon.
Scrappers incoming. Hover bikes. Flying cameras.
How much lighting is there?
It's almost dusk, so it's getting a lot darker. The reason you've spotted them is because you can see these, we'll call these machines lit up. You can see these scrappers. They seem to have some form of lighting on them, but they're too far away for you to see exactly where. But that's what makes them stand out in the distance. You can see the glow from the robots still sorting through all of this metal, but it's much duller compared to what you're seeing from the scrappers.
All right, everyone, turn off your headlights.
And you can turn everything off.
I turned my face lights off.
Turn
Turn your face off. That would turn her hair off as well. Glowing hair unnecessary.
Tattoos off.
You can... How fast are you all moving? Like, are you moving fast to get past, or are you creeping for silence reasons?
Oh, good question. I feel like we should creep.
I feel like we should just go top speed and outrun them. We have advanced technology. But if I'm wrong, I'll feel very guilty.
There's also a chance if we just speed by them, they won't pay much attention to us.
Well, I don't know about all that, but...
We're just another noise in the background if we just fly by. Maybe.
Part of me wants to just say hi.
I don't want to have to kill any scrappers today, JD.
I didn't say kill them. I said say hi.
Right, and what are you going to do when they try to rip off Soren's arms and sell them?
Well, I'm gonna talk them out of it. It's fine. We can go with your plan.
We don't know that the scrappers are violent. Crowbar would never have attacked you for Soren.
Well, city scrappers are a little bit different. They have to follow the Peacekeepers rules to some extent.
Yes, but that robot, Keanu, recognized Crowbar, which meant she scrapped here, and perhaps this is where she found me.
Fair.
Coil and I could go talk to them, and the rest of you could go around.
Let the party split the party.
I mean, if we're gonna go, we might as well just all go.
Artie, you're carrying some very precious cargo. I don't
Yeah,
want you
I
to
know.
bring your scrappers.
Okay, but do you really want to see me run away by myself? I mean, we tried that last time.
Vessel, are you sure you can't ride a sky bike? Drive a sky bike.
Would you like to see me try?
Not at all. But I want to stay here with JD.
I can always go with JD.
Yes, but then I'm leaving you to get devoured by scary edge people.
That's not entirely written.
It's not been written, so it's not a fact.
It's just
We can all
that
just.
I'm not good at fighting things, and I don't know which way is better, but I can talk to people.
Perhaps it is best for JD and I to go, and the rest of you to stay at a safe distance where you can intervene if necessary. But if a large crowd approaches them, they may think that we are rival scrappers.
Coil, protect JD's arm at all costs. Protect your entire frame with all costs. Just dial my number if you need us.
If we need you, I'm sure you will hear them screaming.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's the point.
We will
You
sneak
continue to
past them.
terrify me.
You distract, we will sneak past. I will get Artie and Soren to a safe spot. And then me and Vestal can double around if we need to.
Okay.
All right. I put on my shirt that says, "What's up, fellow scrappers?" And I put on a backwards hat.
I'm waiting for you to pick up a scrapper onesie.
If they have onesies, I'm getting one.
The two Wismos hop out of one of the bikes at this point, and they sort of look between the two groups separating. And there's two of them. And they seem to be having a conversation between themselves. And there's a bit of an argument as you see one of them push the other. But after a while, after a lot of pointing, one of them gets onto the bike that Coil and JD is on. And the other one stays on the same bike as Artie and Soren.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
JD is gonna drive her bike with Coil and one Wismo over to the oncoming scrappers.
You can land. Are you landing at a distance, or are you landing like right in front of them?
Have they all landed too?
They are not really like their bikes are hover bikes. They don't go up high like sky bikes. They are low to the ground. There's quite a few walking, and like I said, you see these huge machines that they are riding on.
Okay, so I'll probably pull up next to them.
Okay.
Kind of, and like keep the bike going, not land necessarily, but just like, excuse me? Hi, excuse me?
As you do this, all of their heads turn to look at you, and you can see where the light is coming from. These goggles that sort of spin with this green and blue light sort of rotating. You can hear that whir. There's these very industrial, heavy-duty goggles sort of fixed onto their head as they look at you. They don't say anything.
Hi, sorry to bother. My name's JD, and I'm looking for someone. I was wondering if, since you all know the area, you might be able to help.
And one of them holds up a hand, and you can really hear that screeching of metal as this huge machine comes to a stop. And it looks at you. It's got like a heavy sort of leather jacket on. Again, what looks like lights to be built in. Huge boots. And it looks at you. Greetings. What is your name?
Hi, I'm JD. What's yours?
They hold out this heavy sort of leather gloved hand, again with these almost like neon lights around the cuff, just like, my name is Kirill.
Hi, Kirill. Nice to meet you.
You don't look like you belong out here. And he sort of peers over and looks at Coil, and then looks at this little Wizmo. If a Wizmo could puff out its chest, that's what this one's doing, is it stands on the front of your sky bike. And he moves very slowly as he looks you all over. You can see him adjust this blue section of his goggles. And you can assume it's probably to either focus or zoom in.
I'd say I was here to visit, but actually, like I said, I'm here looking for someone.
Who are you looking for out here?
Have you heard of a woman called Dawn?
I have not.
Can JD pull up an image of her on her wrist screen?
And
Have you seen
again,
her?
that twist of the goggles zooms in. I do not know this woman. Scrappers are out here. No more.
I'm gonna take a step forward, like so I'm shoulder to shoulder with JD, and I'll just remember the brief time that I was conscious, or that I was turned on with Crowbar, and the way that they all talk to one another, and I'm gonna like square up, and I'm gonna say, "Listen here, you stupid fucks." We are looking for someone. We ask the questions around here.
Coil.
And as you say this, he stands fully upright. And you realize he's much taller than you. Much broader
Then me?
than you.
This scrapper could rip me to shreds and I'd be so okay with it.
And he leans in, then asks your question.
I look to JD.
Coil. Coil, be nice. Khalil is being very helpful.
And you notice that, like, some of the group have kept moving, but a few have stayed behind. They're not, like, anywhere near you. They've sort of taken their back from the actual conversation. And something you've never seen, JD, is every single one of them holds what looks to be guns, knives, weapons. They're not readying them, but you can see them wearing them.
My friend is learning social interactions for different circumstances. I'd really appreciate it if you could ask if anyone else you're traveling with has seen her or knows who she is. Dawn is the name.
And there's a long pause until he raises his hand again and gestures. And a woman steps forward. Not that much shorter than this man. Very similar sort of outfit. In fact, they all seem to wear a very similar thing, almost like a uniform. And she comes over and she sort of takes your wrist quite roughly, not in an aggressive way you imagine maybe they used to hand it to look at this face.
Mm-hmm.
And looks and sort of drops your arm. The woman with the dark hair and the quick mind.
Yes. Do you know her?
Not personally.
Do you know where we might find her?
She is at the edge. Sometimes. It depends. Sometimes she likes to leave and watch and learn.
Are we going the right way to get to the edge?
And these two scrappers look at each other and nod. You have a long way to go. Zoom chat is freaking awful. Like chat, like this.
Surprising no one.
I've not clicked on it yet, and I have 77 missed messages.
It's a smart call, Alice. Good idea.
And they look and say, "You should rest for the night. Perhaps come with us."
I'm traveling with friends, and I had another friend express some concern.
You're such a snitch, JD.
As you say that, you see the ones behind immediately reach for their guns and start looking around.
We're sneaky bitches. We're out of here.
Coils?
I am gonna take out the photo of Crowbar again and hold it out. Let's see. Do you know this scrapper?
No.
I turn to JD and I say, that's what I thought. They clearly are useless. They know nothing.
Coil?
We are better off looking for one of the other scrappers who has a bit more information.
They have knowledge of the area. They clearly know their way around. They seem nice. Feel nice?
They both stare at you.
JD just nods and says, see, they seem nice.
They want something, and it is not something we will give them because they have nothing to offer us.
Your friends you travel with, do they also ride sky bikes? Are there more of, and gestures over to Coil, these?
There is only one of me.
And the
Coil
woman
is
looks
very
over.
Unique.
Thank goodness. And I'm going to take a really quick bio, so I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Scrapper's confirmed hot.
Scrapper's confirmed
Oh my
sexy. Scrapper confirmed sexiest profession in Eden.
Also, while we have the strength and the power, and while Alice is gone, when she comes back, everyone just spam chat #Eden Season 3. We're trying to peer pressure.
It's Eden
3N.
with a 3 as the second E. Or was it the first E? Is it 3DEN or ED3N?
I'm good with 3D3N. I don't care. Whatever. Give me some threes. Give me some E's.
Let's do 3D3N.
Yeah, I like it. I'm down with that. So scrappers, huh?
Yeah. So how about all these new character voices that Alice is giving us for this next season of Edenfall here?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, JD, we can just come back for you later. We can just go handle this whole world-ending thing.
You're welcome.
I have to share that with chat. That's unfair to keep a secret.
Christ, Zelda.
I mean, that's pretty much what I was
I was going
sure.
for like I was going for like a good cop, bad cop situation. Like I'd be like, they don't have any information, and then they'd be like, we have information. I'd be like, you guys are useless.
Oh, Alice, we were gone. Twitch chat got crazy. You should check it out.
There's no birds with legs at all.
No birds with legs.
No birds with legs. Aren't you proud of us?
Oh my god, that gif is ridiculous. Who is that meant to be?
The gif.
Also, Scrat had to
Those are all
explain
the
what that hashtag was because I didn't know what it was.
Really?
He didn't tell me until like 2 days ago that it existed.
3D3N. Eden Season 3.
What were you saying, JD? Hang on, let me look at the thing that like Heavenly's posted first, because otherwise I make.
Yeah.
You have to remember to never play poker with Alice.
No, actually, I won once, but that was purely because I didn't know the rules. So I really was like bluffing everything because I didn't know what was happening.
No, that's why we're scared of your bluffing now.
I don't know what I'm doing.
We'd need some assurance that we would be safe if we were to stay with you. If not, my friend and I are going to keep traveling. And she looks over to, or she says friends and I, and she looks over to Coil and the Wizmo.
The female Scrapper walks over to the Wizmo and just looks down at it.
Careful, they're mischievous.
What an interesting thing. And pulls back away from it again. You should stay with us. Your friends can too. And they just point up.
Up at the big machine thing?
Up at Dot, Vestal, Artie, and Soren.
I need some assurance that my friends and I would be safe and that our belongings would remain intact.
Like your whole arm.
We are not going to kill you.
I'm not worried about that. I appreciate that, but I'm not worried about that.
Then what are you worried about?
Worried is a strong word. I need some assurance that our sky bikes will remain intact, at least for our trip.
The man takes a step forward. Did you believe me?
Nobody's hot.
It depends on what you say.
What do you want me to say?
I'm not sure what I'm waiting for. I'm just kind of waiting for you to say it and then see if it's right, you know?
I told you what I'm going to say. I suggest you come with us.
Would you shake on it?
And you see a smile at the corner of his lips. Yes.
We come with you. Our belongings remain intact and in our possession.
No.
My friends stay safe.
JD, I do not think this is a good idea. We can continue on.
And he turns to look at Coil.
I've also read that it is a human custom to seal deals with kisses. Perhaps that would
Coil,
show your
what?
true
Where
intent.
did that come
Yes,
from?
Coil.
But also for real, I don't trust these guys. They're super suspicious.
Says he's willing to shake on it.
That's because he wants to touch your arm. Because he's weird. And he likes robots and metal and stuff.
I swear, if anyone touches Dot's hair, she's gonna skin them.
That was an evil little laugh.
This is what I mean. Renee has the best laugh.
Because I can't. I have Zoom chat and Twitch chat right now, and I don't know what to do with it emotionally.
I've literally just seen Hans in chat. Alice is refusing all our best attempts to make them kiss. God damn it, Hans.
I'm gonna put my my hand on JD's shoulder and kind of like turn, you know how like they do in movies where I like turn my back to the scrappers, but then I like turn my face to look at JD. So it's like a really great profile. That's what I do. And I say, JD, we are better off bargaining what we have to share with people who are more knowledgeable. There are many scrappers to be dealing with. These are clearly low level. They probably make terrible hauls every time they come out here. They don't even know who she is. And then I wink at JD.
Yeah, JD is gonna lean a little bit closer and be like, "Are we doing a bit?" Because they know
Yes.
who she is.
Yes, we are.
Are you being quiet like at all, or is it? I didn't think you were.
I don't know that Coil can whisper.
He watches you.
Looking so confused at Coil, and I don't think she was prepared to act for this.
I don't think Coil's
We were
ever
the
been
worst
on-
people to send in.
No,
I
we
don't
weren't.
think Coil and JD have ever been on their own together. Normally Dot has been there to like be with Coil.
No.
It's okay. We didn't send Artie in. No offense, Artie.
Yeah, y'all could honestly, Dot's sitting up there with
It's
like
so
Vestal,
true.
and she's like rocking back and forth on the sky bike, like, I'm concerned. They're taking a long time.
We have premium metal and parts that are worth more information than they can give us. It is best for us to continue. There is a reason people like this stick to the edge, where there is little competition, and small fish can feel large.
Next time, JD, Dot's going with you.
This scrapper just remains completely unmoved. The female scrapper is walking around the sky bike, just looking at the bike and the Wizmo currently. But the man remains unmoved. There are 3 behind him, and one of the huge machines parked up. You have so little faith and trust. Is that what it's like in the big city?
We've experienced a lot in the past year that has made trusting difficult. My friend is learning what trust is.
Would you take a chance? Or would
What
you
would
be
that
out
do?
here on your own in the dark?
JD kind of narrows her eyes at him a little bit, looks over kind of pointedly at the woman who is circling their things, looks back at Coil and just kind of shakes her head, and she extends her hand.
The scrapper looks at it and takes off his glove and extends his. And he holds your hand, waiting for you to shake.
She does.
And it electrocutes you, and you immediately pass out, and he rips off your arm and runs off into the wild.
It was a secret little buzzer in his hand.
And he withdraws, puts his glove back on. You should tell your friends to join us. I
JD
don't
looks
like
up at them and waves.
I don't like being spied on.
Oh, sorry. They don't mean to spy. They were just making sure I was okay. They're good friends like that.
She's not calling us. I'm going to call her. Dot is going to call JD.
Okay, JD answers while she's like still waving up. Hey,
Why are you waving at us?
because you should come down here and meet my friends.
I swear to... JD?
You're on speaker.
Yes, I recognize. Who are your new friends, JD?
This is Khalil, and sorry, what was your name? She looks over at the woman.
Jules.
And Jules.
And how many times have they touched your electronics before they've become your friends?
I haven't.
Coil? Coil, can you hear me?
Yes.
You're on speaker. You don't have to yell.
Dot doesn't know how to use a phone.
Is JD making a good decision right now?
I do not believe so, but I trust JD, and she knows more than I do about the finicky nature of humans.
See, we're learning trust.
Artie, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Artie's about
okay.
to be hit in the head with a hammer.
It's likely true, but it could be some sort of like bullet. We'll see.
You can, from where you are, you can see, not close to you, but around you, these orbs, these cameras start to hover around the group up here.
Hey, Dot, we are surrounded by floating cameras.
Down in a second. She'll hang up. Do these look like they have, like, is it like a full recording with mic audio as well?
There looks to be a mic. You're not sure whether it's two-way or not, probably more picking up what you're saying than anything like a real two-way conversation. but you probably could have something. It's not efficient, is what I'm saying. It's not something really modern.
So if I wanted to whisper something.
You could probably whisper something.
Cool. I mean, Vessel's right behind me. So she's just gonna like turn her head back and goes, be ready for anything. Do not let your guard down.
I'll be ready. And you'll see her tattoos turn on again.
And JD, the darkness above, you just see this as I almost said Idris Elba. Lights up. This is why you can't change your names in Zoom chat.
Idris Elba is always a light in the dark.
Oh. Dot will turn on her hair lights as well, so that way her medical bots are charged.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to rumble. Artie?
Yeah.
Tonight you are going to sleep with Soren in your arms. Do not let go of her parts, any of her parts, under any circumstance. We're apparently meeting these friends, and I have a feeling we're going to be stuck with them.
No, you're really loud on the phone. I heard all of that.
I'm stressed, okay? And she's gonna like zoom down before Artie can answer.
And Dot
will, yeah,
whiz down there.
Dot will whiz down there.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to follow her. I guess I'll do that.
And you can follow. And you can land. Are you landing right next to JD, or are you landing like at a distance?
Dot, with an aggressive show of force, lands in front of JD, in between her and this man.
Oh, JD immediately like pops her head around and says, "These are my friends."
Power move.
Does Coil say that?
No.
I haven't taught Coil what power moves are yet. We'll talk about it tonight.
And this scrapper doesn't move at all at you landing in front of JD. Welcome.
Welcome.
Artie lands in the back.
Smart Artie. Good Artie.
And he does look around at Artie, and you do see him, well, Artie sees him briefly glance over at Soren, and then back to Artie, and then back to Dot. Yes?
Welcome where? What is this plan you have? What is going on?
It's safer to sleep in groups at night out here.
Safe from what?
From what's beyond the edge when it comes in.
Listen, I get it. The vague thing is really creepy and cool. I want hard answers. What things come from beyond the edge?
And he leans in. I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't give you hard answers. I'm vague because I don't know you.
Well,
you protect your own like I protect my own.
And because I don't know you, I won't be vague, I will be blunt. I'm very precise with a medical tool. If you go near any one of my friends, I will slowly cut into every one of your arteries and you will bleed to death. In the most painful way possible. Do I make myself clear?
He leans in so he's barely an inch away and smiles. Yes. Yes, you do.
Dot will not pull back. She'll wait till he does first. She'll just keep staring him.
Standing behind her like a very angry bodyguard.
Are you the doctor of the group?
Among other things.
Interesting. And he pulls back. We know a safe spot if you wish to come and be part of a safe group. You can leave in the morning.
Thank you.
Dot's going to turn back and give JD a very dirty look.
JD gives Dot a pleasant smile and a shrug.
Yeah, that sounds so right.
Please. This way. And then some of the machines start to roll again. And you can see it slowly becoming pitch black. And the only thing lighting up these scrappers are literally the goggles and parts of their jacket, their gloves, and their boots.
JD will hop on her bike and keep pace. Does Coil hop on too?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Khalil walking?
He is, yes. You can see that Jules gets on a hover bike and sort of follows close to him, but he walks.
Okay. JD will pull in like nearby too and be like, see what I mean about not being the most trusting? Yeah, this is Coil. You've met. That back there is Darla, the one with, the threats and the Yep.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
And the tall one, that's Vestal, and back there is Artie, and my best friend Soren.
And he frowns for a moment. Who?
Soren. She's not really herself right now. We're working on it.
He nods. Your best friend is a robot.
Yeah.
To some people, robots are more than just convenient mechanisms for which to steal metal.
I was about to say that we have something in common.
I cross
We
my
had
arms.
a friend who was and Coil was made by that friend, or fixed by that friend, or Coil was fixed by that friend. They found us a while later, and I think that we've become good friends too. I hope. JD looks back at Coil. But unfortunately, we lost our scrapper friend last year.
Scrappers do not tend to live long.
Seems like a really rough job. I know that's probably an understatement, but
And you can see just in the light as he moves his goggles up onto his forehead to look at you properly, you can see one eye whir mechanically and a huge scar running from the top of his forehead down across his nose and all the way down to his chin and down his neck. Yes.
Is that in roll 20?
no, that's me. That's Seattle.
That's not the sound the scrapper is making, I'd like to point out.
He
That's
just opens his mouth and a siren goes off.
I just think of Harry and the Henderson. Sorry. Anyway. And he looks at you, and you can really see this eye glow for a moment as he looks over you and Coil and glances back to Artie and Soren.
JD just kind of like looks at her metal fingers for a second and says, I can't claim to understand.
This way. And he keeps walking. And you walk for a while. And you sort of join a group of what looks to be 20, 30 scrappers. And they lead you to what looks to be like lots of shards of metal in the ground, almost pulling up, like creating a wall, a boundary. You see a few fires in them, a rather large one at the center. These huge machine tank-like things pulling up either side. 6 or 7 of them pulling round. You can smell food cooking as all these scrappers come into this almost like a camp. And he looks at you. Are you hungry?
You know, I would have said no, but then I smelled food and I think I am. Yeah.
JD, we have things to eat in the sky bikes.
And he looks over at Dot. You're not hungry for something hot?
Oh, she's hungry for something hot.
I was waiting.
We have food at home. We have food at home.
You're far from home.
Dot pulls out her protein bars. Can live off these for months.
And now by all this firelight, you can see all these faces of these people lit up. They're very normal faces. Most of them look tired, some of them are scarred. But many sit around a fire. Some are tinkering with objects and small devices. You see the male scrapper walk over to where this huge pot is being cooked up. And you see a robot stirring the pot, very quickly chopping up some vegetables and things like that, being poured straight in to this pot. He walks over and he places a kiss on its forehead and offers you all to come and sit down by the fire. Do you want food or not?
I have questions.
A lot of questions.
Then ask them.
Who is that robot? What is their name?
This is Tari. But then she can introduce herself. And she does. She stands. Greetings! And holds a hand out to you.
Hi! And JD is so excited. And reaches a hand out to shake as well.
I am confused.
She grabs your hand, JD, and it's probably the most human robot interaction you've had. As she shakes your hand, and you see her whole body is very fluid, almost as if it's one piece of metal.
Hari, it's so nice to meet you. I'm JD, and these are all of my friends, but they can also introduce themselves. Well, except my friend Soren. She's
Who
sick.
is Soren?
JD will look over at Artie.
Artie is like off the bike, but still holding the handles, like he's supposed to jump on it at any moment.
Smart boy, good boy. Mama's proud.
He just doesn't want to get talked to again.
The male scrapper just moves, almost leaving the conversation. He starts to help himself to food, and you see him start to dish it out to other people.
JD kind of just points over to where Soren is, over by Artie.
Oh, a friend of yours seems harmed. Would you like me to have a look?
She's got a cold. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
And there's almost a smile appears on Tari's face. Please, come and make yourself comfortable. There's a very small hint of a robotic voice there. Otherwise, if it wasn't to look at her, you would guess she was human.
Soren would be so happy to see this. Okay. She got a cold from the city. It's a virus. I targeted pretty much the whole city, but I think it was an added benefit for our enemy, I guess, to take her down. I've been trying to run scans, but it's malicious, and she's shut everyone out of her files to keep the virus out as well.
May I see?
Yes, please be careful.
And Tari walks over but stops by the bike and looks at Artie and won't go any further.
Hi.
Do you wish me to help?
With Soren?
Correct.
Sure, but I mean, GT explained the problem where she's got a virus, and she can't have intersystem contact right now. You could get infected.
And she smiles. I don't need to contact her.
I don't trust her.
That doesn't make any sense at all, really, as far as no.
And she holds out her hand and there's a blue glow. Surface to surface. It's like running a scan.
Okay, I mean, I'm not familiar at all.
And Coil, if you see this, you recognize that blue glow from when you put your hand against the wall at the Screen Children. If you allow me, I will see what state she is in.
Yeah, go ahead.
And she looks over at Soren. Perhaps to put her in a more comfortable position, sit her by the fire.
Okay, sure. Yeah, she's kind of heavy, but I'm going to do my best. Okay.
We should probably eat too. Do you want me to grab you food, Artie?
Yeah, but I'm going to try to lift Soren first, and...
No, yeah, I'll meet you over there.
Right, okay.
You roll a might, please, as JD leaves you with Soren.
Right, yeah, she's like, hey, you got this, right? Okay, bye.
I do.
I have some NPCs to go talk to.
Just
Wow, that's about what I expected.
You can lift Soren, but my god, do you struggle as JD walks away from you.
You got her on the bike. JD just like, he's got this.
JD doesn't remember how Soren got on the bike.
No, yeah, she has no idea. She just was like, oh, Artie got this.
You can...
And
Yeah,
Strong
describe
Artie.
it for me. Describe how Artie gets like Soren over to the fire.
so he's found this like very weird leverage thing where he's like leaning almost straight back with Soren basically like pointed at like a V up in the air, and his face is purple because he's not actually breathing very much, and he is doing this like shuffle walk thing like this as he tries to like scoop carry Soren over to the fire. It's great.
And
So JD looks very concerned when she realizes that Artie has not got this as well as she thought he did.
and Tari comes and
Holding a
sits
plate of
down.
food for him.
Tari comes and sits down. Excuse me, in front of Soren, and takes one of her hands and just places it on top of hers, and you see that blue glow start to radiate. And Tari closes her eyes, and there is dead silence.
JD hands a plate to Artie, but she's not touching hers herself. She's like holding her breath.
Artie's sitting down with his feet on either side of Soren like this, and just like holding out a plate of food too.
And Tari sits there for a good 10 minutes or so before her eyes open. And she smiles and looks over at Artie and then to JD. She is not sick.
She's not?
No. She said, and she pauses as if trying to remember something, like she's recalling a conversation. It's like she's hibernating to prevent being sick. She has had contact with something older than Eden. And she's currently having a conversation.
With who?
I don't know.
I might. I mean, it can only be so many people. Do you think she'll be okay?
I heard a man's voice.
Oh
I
no!
think he will be okay.
No, no.
He sounded kind.
Oh no.
Tari, I asked this because I know who this person is, but you don't still hear that voice, do you?
Me?
Yes.
Not whilst I have broken the connection.
Okay, good. Why would she be talking to Adam? And she's looks to Artie.
That didn't sound like what I thought she said. said it was a male voice, and it sounded kind. Did I make that up? And it said everything was going to be okay. This is Hans legitimately being confused, I think.
We thought Adam was kind before, you know.
Well, we thought Adam was inept and, needed help before. But, I mean, okay. The one mistake I keep making is imagining that Soren isn't going to handle everything by herself. I mean, now we've got another highly skilled robot that is confirming that there's probably no problem here. I mean, maybe there's just more people we don't know yet. I mean, there was a whole ship.
Maybe.
There used to be a guy on the Eden video with Lucy. Does that being kind, everything's fine? Does any of that sound like any of that classic Eden video clip footage?
None of it sounds like footage.
Okay.
She just said he had a kind voice and a
Don't we have-
worried voice.
Don't we have recordings of Adam Watson somewhere?
Oh yeah, and we've also got the recording from the ship where they did the whole intro tour video. I mean, do we want to sit and run voice clips for Tari? We could do that.
JD does not have any voice clips on her.
On the computer, maybe we can just back up the footage.
Would Dot have kept it?
Dot has voicemails, but Dot's not near them. Dot is glaring.
We would know that Dot had them though, and JD. One of the things they did in counseling was delete all of that, so that she could not go back and listen to it. But she waves at Dot if that's.
Dot didn't do any emotional healing in the past year, so she still has all of it. Vestal. JD wants me to talk to the robot.
Are we trusting them now?
They have a cute robot and JD's enamored. I mean, come on.
That does sound like JD.
She thinks everyone's a good guy deep down.
Well, do you want me to come with, at least listen?
Please come with.
Okay, I'll be right behind you.
And Dot is going to push the sky bike with her because she's not letting go of the fucking handles. No one can have it. Hers.
You can do that. What are you doing?
Yes, JD. Artie. Scary robot woman.
We think Soren might be talking to Adam, but we can't know because Tari doesn't know what Adam's voice sounds like.
Is she talking to Adam, or is Adam trying to break through whatever?
Oh.
I don't know.
Still don't
Tari
think
said
I don't
was
think it's either one.
I'm sorry. How does Tari know this information?
Tari looks at you as you say her name in that way.
I
No
sense
aggression, just
sarcasm.
Did a scan.
Oh, it's a scan.
Yeah, they connected with Soren for a little bit.
And did she show you what she saw, or are we trusting what she's saying?
We're trusting what she's saying.
Do you wish for no information at all? I don't have to give you any.
No, that's not what she means.
No, she's like this all the time for everything.
And I get it. I do. I get it. And you have protected us so much since we met by making sure we're cautious and careful. And I do appreciate that. But this is my best friend's life that is on the line. She's
I'll also-
protected right now, but I don't know how long that will last. I don't know how safe she is. And if we can learn anything at all, I'd rather do that than stand here and act tough.
I'll also put my hand on Dot's shoulder and just say, we have nothing to lose by at least hearing Tari out.
This is really JD's area of specialty too.
Ari
It's her-
stands and looks at Dot. I am sorry you are uncomfortable around me. Many are.
Not because you're a robot. It's because you're someone I don't know and I don't trust. You're touching my friends, earning all of their trust. When I don't know when they close their eyes tonight that you guys aren't going to rip them apart. Or the fact that you could know Adam Watson's voice and be working with him the entire time.
Did
Who
you
knows?
always know your friends?
It's like a process, Tari. It takes a while.
I must have got
Okay.
lucky then.
Not right now, Vestal.
Sorry.
Dot will
I meant with the friend thing.
Dot will smile uncomfortably. And she'll pull out her comm. It's very far back, and it was on an old device. I'll have to look for it for a second, but let me find it.
And Tari makes a very obvious step back away from you.
No,
More to
I'd
think
rather just
from
take a step
space.
away from Soren. That's where I'd be most comfortable.
She looks at you and nods and takes a step away from Soren. And that male scrapper Corel comes over and he's got a mouthful of something he's eating. But he comes over, you can hear him just sort of say something to her and then sit down and continue eating.
All right. This is the voice. Is this the one you heard? And she will play the... You said you were going to call. You should have called. Voicemail.
And Tari listens. And she gets you to play it 2 or 3 times.
I mean, she has another one, I think. She can pull 2 up, 2 or 3.
And she listens to everything you have. That's not the kind voice I heard.
See, she said it was something older than Eden.
Really don't know who it is.
I'm
No,
sorry,
I'm-
I don't recognize this voice, as she indicates to Adam Watson's voice.
That's okay. It's honestly, it's kind of a relief.
Yes, it's better that you don't know the voice. Makes my crippling terror a little bit less.
Can you play us the voice out loud or something?
I cannot. I just heard them talking.
Ari, do you think she'll be okay? I mean, it seems like she's taking care of herself and trying not to get sick, but is this hibernation something she can come out of?
She will be out soon. She is finishing her conversation.
Before the conversation ends, can I try mind reading Soren?
You can.
Beats difficulty of 3. I have a 2 edge in intellect.
You do not hear a male voice. You hear Soren's. And almost like Tari's, it's a little bit more human now. And it just says, we need your help, and we need it now. And Artie, could you make a perception check?
Sure, I will do the percepting. Well, that's about right.
Okay. You look around and you listen. And whilst this is all going on, you notice some of the scrappers start to move nervously, move awkwardly. And you hear a scurrying. And these scrappers seem to be getting a little bit nervous. And at the top of one of the huge metal shards, almost being used as like a resistance, you see this robotic, almost like spider come up over the edge. But it's only a spider in the way that it has 8 legs. Otherwise, it's got a metal body, which is much larger, much longer.
Dot loves all 8-legged robots, so the only robot she likes. She loves.
And you see it start to beep and whir. And then you notice there's another and another, until you realize you are almost completely surrounded by these things. And you hear some of the scrappers stop and pause. And the male one closest to Tari looks over at you, JD, Dot, and Coil. And it's just, this isn't good.
Now, are these other scrappers, or is this what's beyond the edge?
These aren't ours.
JD is definitely suddenly very on edge. She was not before. She was actually pretty chill.
One of these creatures, you can see the legs come up over the top of the metal shields. And you hear a clicking and a whirring. And Artie, from you watching them, you can see these cameras almost embedded in them. As you see each of these scrappers rise to their feet, grabbing whatever weapon they have close by. And you see these creatures start to move in. And Tari even moves upright and starts to move Soren away from the edge.
JD reaches back and pulls out the gun. Or she keeps it tucked under her jacket in her waistline.
What about everyone else?
I'll pull out that
Tari's-
shock baton.
I pull out my knife hands.
Go Dot.
Okay. What would Dot do? She'll pull out 2 shock batons, gun at the ready at her hip.
Artie's helping Tari pull Soren back.
Dot will turn to Tari. I don't trust any of you. But in this moment, I have to. Please
You
don't.
would be
Please.
wise to. And she hands you a gun.
She'll sheath both of her shock batons because in this moment, she has 2 guns. And she will dual wield guns now because that feels very Dot.
Tomb Raider.
She'll say thank you as she takes it.
These
And
shock
almost as you take this from her, these creatures jump. And they start jumping on each and every scrapper they can get to. What would you like to do as these creatures spring forwards and start attacking?
Dot has 2 guns. She wants to shoot before they hit the ground.
Yeah, I want to try and stop the spiders.
JD is gonna shoot. For once, she pulled out this gun, and though she does not remember feeling it earlier, she feels capable with it right now.
All of you roll for
been
me for what you're
practicing.
going to do.
Alice, all the scrappers, everyone here they're all adults, correct? There's no one who looks like a
There are
teen.
no children here at all.
Cool.
Is that speed?
Speed might, well, more speed than anything, but if not, you might have it equipped underneath on your character sheet. If you don't, then roll speed for me.
I need to add my guns.
Yeah, I don't have anything equipped,
You
but
can do that next session, that's fine.
I can. I also have proficiency with them.
I'll do a might attack to try and bash and stun one of them.
Go for it.
I'm going to use my regular shot for my first shot, and then I want to use advantage for my second shot.
Okay.
So that way, oh my god, can I use another advantage? How many advantages can I pull?
Okay. So, JD, you fire this gun. It doesn't strike anything. It sort of flies off. And you can see this bullet ricochet off the side of this creature as it comes thundering towards you, and you suddenly realize this thing is bigger than you. As it comes sort of scurrying towards you, you see all these feet sort of flooding over the top of these metal barriers. And let's have a look. Why is my thing's not working?
Vesta's waiting for them to come closer because everything she has is short range.
Okay. Oh, I should give you one of my guns. My poor best.
It's
Dot,
okay. Bodyguard.
You fire these 2 guns both out, but with the GM intrusion on those nat 1s.
I mean, one was not a nat 1.
Oh no, you fire at one of them and it hits and you hear it screech. But this screech almost distracts you as this other one jumps from above and lands straight on top of you. And starts trying to, you see these almost like very mechanical gnashing jaws as they start trying to bite down to you. And Coil, on a 3, how do you kill one of them?
Yay! I just want to like stab through it, you know? Stabby skewer, spider skewer.
Yeah, what are you going for? Like that's coming over, because there is one coming towards JD. There is one on top of Dot.
The one that's on top of Dot.
Yeah, Dot. As you are laying down on the ground, you see this blade come straight through, narrowly missing you, as this spider is hooked up and flung off of you. What is Artie and Vestal doing?
So we're dealing with one more right now that we can see, and it's in front of Renee.
There are the ones closest to you. There are 3 close to all of you. They're everywhere. They're flooding in, but the ones that are particularly honed in on all of you, there's 3 of them.
Okay. And so we've got one in front with JD, the one on Dot's taken care of, and then there's one more where?
There's one more sort of closing in towards Vestal, but that's it.
Vestal's super tough. So Artie's got an ability he never uses. He's going to hack the impossible. It says I can disable a robot with a moment worth of fiddling. I'm going to go up to the one that's in front of JD, and I'm going to like pull the connector wire out of its neck that keeps it active.
Yes. And what would you like to do with it? Are you literally just immobilizing it, or?
Yeah, I'm just powering it down and then turning to JD like this and trying to watch behind me.
Yeah, JD, you see as Artie walks over to you and effectively just reaches within to the small gaps in these circuits and just pulls out the wire as this spider sort of jutters and sparks and collapses just like inches away from you.
Damn, Artie.
Yeah, let's try not to do that a lot.
Okay, yeah. I'm probably gonna keep shooting for now.
Yeah, good plan.
Okay, I'm gonna hit this time.
Okay. Vestal, what are you doing? There is one coming towards you. You've just seen the one Coil flaying one off of Dot and Artie literally rip one apart.
I'm looking back at Dot and then glancing at this one in front of me and using Onslaught, putting my arm out like I do and trying to fry at circuitry. I forgot to say I was going to use advantage. That's fine. It's a nat one. I can't fight worse shit.
You reach out as you're about to prepare this, and you didn't realize how fast this thing was moving. And again, it just scurries towards you, and you feel these teeth sink into your leg, and this hurts as it starts to try drag you away from this camp.
Can Dot shoot again? Twice with her gun, twice with advantage. No.
Another one enters the scene.
Advantage.
Another one enters the scene after it's climbing on top of all these scrappers. You hear gunfire going off. You hear like the clash of metal as these scrappers are fighting against this thing, as this other one jumps off of a dead scrapper and starts
I just want to stab. Can I just stab? How many more can I stab?
Yeah, roll for me,
way.
and also Dot roll for me as well.
And I stab this way, and I stab this way.
I'm using the 2 for that one, and I'm using the 4 for that one. And all of the bullets are just going at the one on Vestal, because Vestal has been wounded.
Yeah.
How many stab rolls can I make?
You have 2 arms.
You have 2 arms.
Okay, I make 2 stabs.
Okay. So you hear the commotion as these scrappers start yelling and screaming, the gunfire going off. Dot, you just fire your guns off again and again as you see Vestal getting dragged away into the darkness, and almost as she's about to disappear, you hear that clang, and Vestal, this bullet skims above you and hits this thing right in the lens. As it doesn't collapse, but it starts to whir and it lets go of you. Your leg is painful. This is really hurting. This is like a big gash in the side of your leg as you have been dragged away from the camp. And Coil, this other one that has come almost cantering towards you after it's jumped off of this dead scavenger. How do you do it? I won't dictate it.
How do I kill them? I think at this point there's so many of them, and they're just like coming on top of people. I'm just like slashing wildly. Like there's no finesse to this. I'm not even necessarily aiming for one at a time. I'm just kind of like as if my hands are machetes, just swinging at these spiders.
Yeah, as one of them jumps through the air towards you, you literally slice it in half on the way, and it falls apart before it even lands onto the ground. And another 4 start running towards you all as, again, this camp is absolutely laid down upon. What are you all doing? In particular, first of all, Vestal, you are wounded. Your leg is in agony right now.
I will cast Resonance Field on myself, first of all, as protection. And with a nat 20...
Describe it.
basically in the pain and kind of gives an agonizing scream, and her tattoos light up in a deep red color and start giving off almost like a steam or a smoke as I'm crawling backwards away from this like edge of the dark.
Dada's freaking out. Dada's like running over there to help her.
And I'm moving backwards and as fast as I can.
Okay, you can start to drag yourself away, but at the moment your leg hurts too much for you to effectively get up and run normally. You can stagger.
Yeah.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna shoot. Wait, there's still another?
There's another 4.
Yeah, okay.
Are you doing something else, Olda?
No, I actually have sedatives in my bag, and I was like, painkillers? No, not the same thing. I'm good.
I'm gonna shoot again.
Go for it.
I'm gonna use advantage this time. Where did my character sheet go? Back.
You hit one of them.
Okay.
Describe it for me. This huge spider comes launching off of one of the other scrappers, of one of the huge machines that they were riding. You didn't see it sort of scurry up the side and take a bunch to try and jump on top of you.
After the quick conversation with Artie, JD kind of like rolls her shoulders, squares them, and then takes aim at the next one and actually hits, and she goes, ah!
You fire, and as you do, you feel it. You can feel the force hit it as its legs recoil up in the air, and it keeps on going. It doesn't land on you. What about Coil and Artie?
Okay, I'll go then.
Who's
So
going
there's.
first?
Yeah, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? I am going to spend another point to run forward and unplug another one of these robots.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
That's all I did. I'm done.
Yeah. So you run forwards, and you can see one of the ones that is creeping up on Dot, and you can again find those small sections, reach in, and just pull those wires out, and it will just sort of decapitate this thing. One of the legs coming off. How about Coil?
I am just keeping my body and my knife arms between the spiders and the majority of the group. I'm not going to attempt to retreat. I don't even think I'm looking back to see what they're doing. I'm just like, as the spiders are coming towards us, I'm just slashing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Roll for me.
I roll you two stabbies. I double stab.
Yeah, the first one you sort of catch, and you manage to slice 3 of the legs off. It doesn't die, but it doesn't exactly keep going. It sort of fizzles out a bit as it tries to move and get back on its legs, but keeps falling over. The other one, as it's launching itself over you, you manage to drive the blade up completely through it and keep it going over the side. And you notice more and more of these things are coming out of the darkness, out of nowhere, this pitch black. There's more and more of these spider-like creatures. One of them, again, seeing Vestal in their weakened state, 2 of them have started closing in on Vestal. What are you all doing?
They keep coming. Where are they coming from?
Dot don't give a damn. She got 2 guns, 2 robots. She's shooting 1 at each.
No, I think it might be as I'm just slashing. I think that we should leave. I don't think that we can outpace the spiders. Is there any place safe we can go? Someone who lives here?
Kirill!
You can see him amongst sort of fighting off these spiders, and you literally hear, what? Like, as he's still going.
They're
And
gonna keep coming. We need to leave.
He's like, just run. Like, as he's sort of yelling, as you see him pull Tari up and move her out of the way, just as another spider comes sort of latching down. Just run. Get to your bike.
I'm gonna run towards them, the 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Dot's
And-
trying to like get Vestal up to the bike. She was really close to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can you roll me a might check to lift up Vestal because Vestal's leg is just
Right. What are edges for, and can I use all of them? Edges. I must protect my witch wife.
Tell me. Edges help lower the difficulty, right?
Yeah,
I will use both of them.
basically. Yeah, you're fine. You managed
Prince
to
carry her.
describe it again. How are you getting her to the bike?
She is just going to like run in really low, and she's going to start by scooping up Vestal's shoulders, lifting them close to her, and then gently on the side that is not injured, like go under her thighs and lift her up, so that way the actual leg that isn't injured has less pressure on her bicep. And she's just going to run like mama bear strength, more than she's ever had, to the sky bike. And then she's just going to set Vestal on the front of the bike where she is, and she's just going to drive with her in between.
Okay. And Coil, as you're running towards Tari and this male scrapper, you can see Tari is not built for fighting at all. And you can see the scrapper just defending her to the last point.
I'm gonna step in between them and the spiders, and I'm gonna turn to Tari, and I'm going to say, if you can save Soren, then you are my priority. Get out. And I'm just gonna swing at the spiders.
Roll for me.
2 stab, 1 stab, 2 stab.
Yeah, the one of them you strike absolutely straight through and you knock it again past. One of them you hit, but the force of it comes down on you. And Tari does manage to move out of the way at the last minute. JD, what are you doing?
Okay, so how far is Artie from Soren?
Artie's next to Soren, but he's got his bike on, a little ways away. He's got to go get it.
Right, that's what I was concerned about. I think runs over to drive the bike over to Artie and Soren.
Okay. Make a speed check for me as these things try and run for you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You can make a run for it. You miss the first and you miss the second, just about weaving, but the third one, as it lashes out, strikes your metal arm. It doesn't do any damage, but it does send you flying in the opposite direction.
Gah.
And this spider starts cantering towards you. On the other side, Vestal. Dot is pulling Vestal onto this bike, and you manage to get Dot on there. You've got Coil defending Tari right now, but Coil has been knocked over by the spider that's landed on them. And Artie, you realize 3 or 4 are slowly working their way towards you. However, as one of them jumps and launches itself towards you, you hear a whir and almost like a power up as Soren starts to stand up. And one of them that comes sort of jumping forward, she just strikes out of the way, and she turns to you and grabs your arm. And she doesn't... Sorry, go on.
Nope, that's just my arm.
She grabs...
Here is my arm. Take my arm and take my heart.
Oh my god, can they smooch?
She grabs your arm and puts her hand to the side of her head, as if you then hear a sound like there is a phone ringing, like a mobile phone, like one of your bracelets. And it says, "Rebooting now," and you realize how human her voice has become. And it said, "Configuration, update and software scanned. Argo 37 alerted to danger. Aid is on its way." And there is almost an eruption in the air above you. as there is a whip of air around all of you. This gush of wind, this bright light, almost like a star exploding in the sky. And the ground itself begins to shake. And all around you, just some of the metal in the ground starts to levitate just slightly off the ground, as there is a burst of green light. And Soren turns and looks at Artie. It's like, it's okay now. Help's here. And that is where we will end Eden. This
What? Start is back, baby!
That's my bestie! That's my bestie!
My best friend, and she drove me here!
Yes.
Sleepovers and talk about.
Soren is still powerful.
I'm so proud.
is everyone.
It's good stuff. We're good.
So, next week we'll find out what the hell is going on. And
That would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice.
Soren has been out, but until then, everyone please check out all the links that are coming up in chat right now. And a special thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and Mage Hand Press, who we absolutely could not do this without. Otherwise, come back next Wednesday to find out what's going on. And we have a slightly more human Soren now, but keep evoking emotions. And we will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.